In one of your videos, I think Fixing Drop Foot, you mentioned that you would watch clients walking to their car and they'd be right back to the old movement pattern. I'm one of those people, and I wonder if it's okay to walk when you still have the drop foot, stiff leg. I've been avoiding walking and wondering if I should just persist. So what I said in the video was that to give me more data on where someone is at in their recovery is I need to find a way to watch someone when they don't know they're being watched, because that's how I know whether or not someone has actually learned a movement pattern, and that helps me to know what to focus on during those treatment sessions. Because performing is, yeah, you can do it in a controlled environment when you're thinking about it, but when you've actually learned a movement, it means that you can do something else totally unrelated. You can come back to that activity and you can do it normally after practicing it. You can leave the practice session, you can come back, and you don't need to kind of relearn it. That means you've learned it. Okay? So I'm looking for that. If someone comes to me and they're saying, I specifically want to work on improving my quality of movement because I'm starting to have pain, or I don't like the way it looks, or I feel like people are laughing at me, which isn't actually true. I promise you people aren't laughing at you, but I do get that. But if someone gives me that kind of information, I am hyper-focused on that person getting to a point where that movement, that normalized movement, is automatic. So I need to find opportunities to kind of catch them when they're not doing it, so I know what to focus on, especially for people that are self-conscious or really high performers. Then they know when they're on stage and they can do it really well. But high performers are also very driven. They're trying to go to the store and they want to be independent, they want to look normal, and they don't want anyone helping them. Then, they're usually also the same people that aren't thinking about their movement when they're out in the community or doing something else, right? So, and we need to get that person, because of what they're telling me, based on their goals, into an arena where that movement, they can walk normally with all of those distractions. I got to go to the store. I don't want anyone to help me. All these other thoughts are in their head. Can they walk normally under those conditions? And that's what we are working towards. So back to your question, should you avoid walking? No. There's a lot of downsides to sitting in a wheelchair and not walking at all. But could you work on quality movement in a controlled environment, meaning no distractions, where you really focus on quality, with the intent that eventually you'll be able to do that with distractions? And I think that that's a good way to spend your therapy time if you wanted to work on something every day. I would think that'd be a good use of your time. And then once you can do that in your home, start adding distractions in your home. Turn the TV on, listen to a podcast, listen to an audiobook, talk to family members, and try and repeat that movement, that normal movement that you're trying to do. That would be a good progression if your end goal was that you wanted to normalize your walking pattern in the community. So I never think anyone should avoid walking. There's too many health benefits with walking versus going in a wheelchair, and there's too many risks associated with sitting more than 6 hours a day that I don't think that that's beneficial for anyone. So it's just finding a balance. And I find it with a lot of people that come and work with me, we find it. Like I have someone right now that's walking in the community, has been for years, but all we did was work on crouch walking. He worked on crouch walking in his home. He was extremely motivated. And now he really doesn't have to think about it. His knee never hyperextends. And it's amazing. And that's because he was focused on it. He was intentional for a long time, several weeks when he was out in the community with keeping his knee bent and not letting it hyperextend. And now he is someone that I can watch walk in from the parking lot and his knee doesn't hyperextend. So it is possible. He didn't stop walking to get to that point. He was just very intentional with his walking, and we kept it simple. He only worked on one thing, and that's it, crouch walking. We didn't overcomplicate it, and that's all he had to think about. And he got there. So it is possible. If you liked that video and you want to learn more exercises on how to improve your walking, definitely check out this video over here or that video over there. If you want even more help, check out our Gold membership program where you'll get access to over 300 exercises that are not here on YouTube, as well as access to our monthly lives where you can get your questions answered.